me like a clown, it's your fool bitch. So just step back, or I'm mad dad when I come down straight. I thought you were my beast, but you played me out. Now I'm mad as hell, and I'm full of doubt. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Back on the scene, it's time to get mean. I'm a lean revolution machine. For what people stay, they sway. For today is good as any day. You'll feel slightly this, let's resist. Raise your fist and pump like this. Promises all the time. Don't cross the line, and you know it's mine. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll.
Double time, get something in your rhythm. 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 Double time, get something in your rhythm.
Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? 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 Who you wanna roll with?
Happy Tuesday. Hold on, I'm not ready for you guys yet. Oh, man. Let's do that. Only had an intern. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. My sound would be so wonderful if I only had an intern. So welcome to the Ignorance is No Excuse podcast, live at the Mad Hatter Dispensary here in Avenel, where shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. So there's a few stories here I'd like to read for you. I have some stories about marijuana and some stories about cannabis. Let's start with the story about marijuana. The diabetes risk quadruples with use of popular natural remedy. Marijuana use is significantly higher for type 2 diabetes. Okay, really? Because of the munchies? Oh boy. Adults who consume cannabis are nearly 4 times more likely to develop type 2 diabetes than those who don't, according to a new study. Researchers, I can't even read this fucking thing. Researchers led by Dr. Ibrahim Kamel from the Boston Medical Center analyzed medical records from 54 healthcare organizations across the U.S. and Europe, and they compared 96,000 people with cannabis-related diagnosis, from casual users to those with dependency, to more than 4 million individuals who had no record. And over a 5-year period, they found 2.2% of cannabis users developed type 2 diabetes, compared to 0.6% of non-users. High blood pressure, cholesterol, heart disease, alcohol, cocaine use. Wow. Even after adjusting for all that, they say the cannabis users still face a higher risk The possible explanation is that marijuana affects the appetite, metabolism, and insulin resistance. Cannabis use is often associated with poor eating habits, which may contribute to rising blood sugar levels over time. Yes, I know I've asked you stoners a lot of questions over the years, what your favorite munchie food is. And you should hear the answers I get from you stoners about your favorite munchie food. Yeah, no wonder you have diabetes. I see what you're all are eating. Ice cream and chips and sugar and all kinds of crap. Yeah, of course. You're making bad choices. You're getting really stoned and making very bad choices. Sorry. Sorry for your luck. Given the increasing legalization of marijuana, it is often seen as an alternative to alcohol or tobacco. But research suggests that its long-term risks could be more serious. As cannabis becomes more widely available and socially accepted and legalized, it is essential to understand its potential health risks, Kamel stated in a press release. The study has limitations. Its design is retrospective, meaning it looked back at patient records rather than tracking new cases over time. That makes it difficult to prove that marijuana directly causes diabetes. So why are we here reading this friggin' story if you're just going to dispute the damn story inside the story? Additionally, someone who uses marijuana occasionally may not face the same risks as someone who consumes it daily. I have a risk that I just found out about. I lost my dipper. I thought my dipper was here, and it's not. I lost my dipper. So, yes, I have a risk. I just risked my dipper, and it's gone. It's not here. I thought it was here. I thought I left it here, and it's not here. So now I have no dipper. Very upsetting to me. I mean, I have my other dipper. I have this dipper, and I will use this dipper. So please join me for a dip, boys and girls. Smoke it up. Smoke them if you got them. Roll them if you don't. Get that cannabis smoke down your throat. It's time to get high. It's time to get loose. It's a drug war, but I'm calling a truce. Oh, yeah. So Jim Miller is not going to be here this evening. I should ask Bucket Man to come on. You know what? I'm going to ask Bucket Man to join us. I haven't asked him in a while. And he doesn't join unless I ask him. I have to actually reach out and say, Bucket Man. Oh, he's not on here anymore? Oh, no. That's right. He was taken off. Oh, no, he's still on Instagram. Okay. Yo, join me on StreamYard and be funny. Be more funny. Funny man. Join us, funny man, and be funny. Because he is pretty friggin' funny. Bucket Man's pretty funny. So, tonight is a summit meeting. I'll be going to the summit council meeting with a bunch of activists. Mikey, Leroy, Scalzo, Vinny. A bunch of us are going out there, and I have my own agenda. They have their agenda, First Amendment, corruption, all this other stuff. I am talking about wheelchair accessibility, which they lack in their schools, in their parks, in their HUD office, housing and urban development, whatever that is over there. They have poor access throughout the whole town. So that's what I'm going there for in Summit. They got a lot of issues over there in Summit. A lot of issues out there in Summit. Join me, Bucket Man. Robert Redford passed away at 89 years old. After years of toleration, police arrested the underground legacy operator Mo Weed Sutton in Trenton as part of a larger crackdown. Send link. You have the link. Same link. Same link as always. But damn it, I'll find it. You want the link? I'll find you the link. I will find you the link. I will find you the link. Oh man, let's see. Did I give it to Mikey? Let me see if Mikey has it. Now you got to have me searching for this thing. How about this one? Copy. Let's try that one. No, that's not going to work. Fuck. Sorry, I didn't mean to curse. Oh God, this is not something I want to do live on the air. This is the worst radio ever. Listening to me try to send a link to somebody, and I should be having an intern do this or another person, but no, the host has to do everything. Point and laugh at Lefty. Thanks a lot, everybody. All right, I can send it to you on Messenger, and you might get it. Oh my God, there he is. Fuck it, man.
What are you guilty of this time that I need to hold you accountable for?
I need you to help me.
Oh no. When people come to me and need my help, no, what's up?
Come up here and help me be funny.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Yeah.
That's always fun.
What, did you lose your bell? Oh God. Oh, good. You have your bell. Lovely. So tell me, are you going to be, or any of you going to be attending the Best in Grass Awards coming up at the end of October?
Oh, where is that?
I don't know if they have the location on full blast yet. I do know you can still get tickets, and it looks like it's a pretty fancy setup. I'm going to be there as a community supporter. I bought 2 judge kits at the end of July. I'm currently going through a decisive process of who I'm going to bring with the other tickets. So we'll see where that lands. But otherwise, that and just trying to get back more into the magic scene now with was that
Wow.
your end?
That was a motorcycle going by doing 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, I it's a mix for us because I just had like a low flying helicopter go by.
I had to close the door. Close the door. I had to close the door, damn it.
So here's what we can discuss, and we could either get comedic about this or actually serious, because this is where I can actually discuss this in a formulated sense. Can we all come to a consensus that political violence is wrong, that people shouldn't be getting murdered over their political beliefs, and that we all have the right to free speech? And at the same time, I know it's hard, people. I know it's hard. But let's also do this at the same time, acknowledge that Mr. Kirk was a man. He was a man, just like everyone else who's gotten shot. He's a human being. That goes for the aspect of the disrespect and the deifying him. It's both are dangerous ways to go. And there's definitely a way to pay someone respect to their ideas and beliefs while still remembering that they may have had some controversial and unpopular opinions. And like, what was it? I got a call a couple days ago from my my magic friend Dwight, because I posted, what was it? I don't know if you saw the note. It said he's a human being, a fascist human being. And he's my friend Dwight called and he said, you got to take that down. You got to take that down. People are losing their jobs and stuff. I was like, it's been like 3 days. And taking that down is not like the environment we need to be in right now, where we need to show fear. I've just been very troubled by people's reaction to this. Like, yes, there are some people calling for de-escalation, but like in general, like people are like over deifying him too much, and it's a little, I don't know. What do you think?
I just, I used to watch his videos, and they would only show the videos of when he was arguing or debating with trans people. And he would always, he always seemed to come on top of those. But then there's stuff that he said that I see quotes of that was never released, that was never really put out there a lot, about the racism and all this other stuff that's like what and
so to that point, like, how did he get like, I feel like the way he got over on the transgendered people in the arguments was the same way that people got over homosexuals when they were being embraced into society in arguments, and now we look back and we're like, well, that's not really getting one over on them. And I feel like it's kind of the same thing. Like, you're getting one over on something that they do that's controversial, or something they do that's a little bit weird, or something like that, and that's not a win. That's you taking public temperature.
Yeah, he definitely pissed a lot of people off, but because all you have to do is show people compassion. You may not have to agree with everything they do, but show them kindness, patience, and compassion. And that's not what he did to the trans community. He stigmatized them, and that's not good. That's just, you can't stigmatize people. First,
is it worth being killed over? Absolutely not. No.
But you can't stigmatize people. You're going to create hate. You're creating divisiveness. You're creating that device. You're making that.
We learn this as children, especially if your parents out there and you had a child who was reportedly a bully, and you told them, like, you're going to mess with the wrong person one day. You're going to say the wrong thing, and you're going to get knocked the fuck out, or something else. But the point is, like, that practice seems to go out the window, and they think, well, if I die, I'm a martyr, or I'm a victim, or then I have something else to hold over their head. Like, it's a crazy delusion. And let's just be real here. Where do we see this extremism the most? It's very apparent to me. And while I do agree that both sides need to take down the temperature, let's not be delusional about who's been the targets of this stuff, who's been most outspoken about this stuff, and who's ignoring, like, was it? I think it was Minneapolis shooting the other week in the church. It was on my birthday. Yeah. No one, like, they're not even talking about stricter gun laws now. Just slap my face.
Yeah, our world has gone absolutely insane.
No,
it's repeating itself.
No. That's not
it's
the way
repeating
to be.
itself. We've been doing this for forever.
Lefty, I have a feeling that the fall of Rome was equally stupid in its own way. And I don't think that I think this the when I hear people, and I did not to criticize, like, yeah, everyone has their own perspective, but the thing that troubles me the most out of all this is everyone's going to the doom and gloom and either civil war or end of the world. What? I don't know what makes this moment in history different from different pivotal moments in history where we definitely survived. What are you vaping there? What are you hitting? That's new. That's something new for you.
Purple Rhino.
Is that a pyramid?
This is a dipper. This is called a dipper.
Okay.
And I was just talking before about how I lost my other dipper. I have two of these, and the other one I thought was here, and now it's not, so I lost it. Very upset right now.
So
dipper's missing.
So we can start getting into gear for when Jim arrives, when he does. I heard, I saw a post of yours recently that Scutari or someone made a statement about a movement towards home grow.
One plant for you, sir. One plant. You can grow one plant in New Jersey.
Well, Lefty, let's be real here.
But you must have stage 6 cancer.
Yes. And I don't argue with that. You know me, though. I'm going to look at both sides here. Did we think we were going to start with 5? I don't think anyone has. Maybe I think there's been states that have started with like 3, right? Like you got like 3, maybe 4, but like
you can start with a half a plant. One half a plant you can have.
But the point is that you got to start somewhere. And we, you know, I knew, Jim knows, everyone knew This was going to be a battle, and we didn't think we were going to even get one plant this quickly.
You can grow it up 1 inch, and then you got to cut it after an inch. Cut it down.
I think we have to mark it as a victory, especially from Jim's perspective. Like, not to talk for him, but like I feel like that's a huge benchmark for like what he's been fighting for. Whether he wants to acknowledge it or not, I consider that in the general scheme of things really huge. Of like we've got there. We have someone saying, even if it's one plant, and I think that's another piece of what sets us, whether it's in the home grow fight or the general cannabis industry aside, is that we're able to take those small victories and party about it and then keep fighting for more. And that's what sets us aside from every other industry out there making money.
It's what sets us aside from the reptilian overlords.
And I think that's just the attitude that needs to be taken, that like, especially if people aren't going to fight the same way that we did for legalization. Like, let's take these small wins where we get them. And they credit the fact that this smaller number is getting that much done.
I appreciate all the younger activists out there getting involved. The younger generation.
I had a discussion the other day with a bartender at who was majoring in what was it? A psychology, she wanted to be a mental health therapist. And I was discussing with her about, what I do with cannabis and whatnot. And we got into the discussion of children who have medical cards. And I was just thinking, saying to her, it's going to get to a point, not smoking, but it's going to be at the same point where it's going to be prescribed for children at other needs like medication, as far as gummies and maybe even RSO at some point. I think the stigma is going to, obviously, again, not smoke. We don't want children smoking or vaping. But I think as far as RSO and edibles, down the road, it's going to be just like medication and possibly even over the counter to some degree. Like, what's RSO? What's the danger of putting RSO over the counter? Lefty, what do you think?
I heard that gummies can kill people.
You heard that, and tell me who you heard that from.
Oh, you want to? Oh.
Was it Elton John again? Is he acting up? Do I have to do another video?
You're gonna love this story. Let me find it. Yeah. You weren't here for this one. Hold on, let me find it. It was Fox News, of course. Hold on. It was a great Fox News story.
Yes. The champions of Texas who are banning cannabis left and right and now attacking anime because they think it's too suggestive. Now they think it's like that.
Is this it? Yeah, here it is. Okay.
I still hear people saying, I want to move to Texas. What the hell is wrong with you people?
Cannabis gummy poisonings surge among vulnerable group.
Can I ask where this what happened?
Cannabis gummies have grown in popularity in recent years as more people turn to them to relieve pain, inflammation, anxiety, and sleep issues. There is also a growing concern, however, about these THC-containing gummies getting into children's hands and mouths. Reports of cannabis poisoning among children soared from 930 in 2009 to more than 22,000 in 2024. And last year, more than 75% of all cannabis poisonings involved minors.
Lefty, it saved me some trouble here. Are there any known brands in there in that article? Just yes or no. I'll go through this real quick.
No. Gummies are particularly dangerous.
Are there any lawsuits being stated in that article?
No. Gummies are dangerous because kids don't eat just one. They eat a bag. They eat a whole bag. And they're ingesting 10 adult servings in a small child. Now listen to this.
Attention, America. Stop letting your children go to the gas station unattended. For God's sake. Let me be clear with all of you about this. This is not branded legal THC gummies.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
These are not branded legal THC gummies. These are street gummies. Gummies that they either get from someone they say got them from Cali.
This is Cannabis Church now. Come back Sunday. We smoke weed and we praise God on Sunday. Yes. God bless you.
What was he looking? Was he looking for a doo-doo hole plug?
That was hilarious.
Was he looking for
I said to him, "Come back Sunday. We smoke weed and praise God." And he walked out and he says, "Smoke weed and praise God, huh?
Smoke weed and praise God. I'm looking to fuck animals.
I'm looking for the boots. Where's the boots? My day is ruined.
I want to leave here wet and greasy."
He was mad.
I'd like to leave this club here wet and greasy, very slimy and slippery.
He was mad. You should have seen his face.
Indignant. I've never heard of someone indignant leaving oh God, that's disgusting. What do you mean? What do you mean? No strap-ons.
Smoke weed and praise God. No.
I don't want to put stuff in my ass. Go. Ridiculous. As I said, okay, cool.
Getting back to the cannabis gummies. Sorry to interrupt you.
It's not okay. So it's not branded gummies, everyone.
No,
this is you letting your children go to the gas station and let the guy at the front not check for ID and then give them what's either THC gummies or did you know that they're literally the more reliable one you can get at the gas stations now are the mushroom ones. That's crazy thinking that those are more reliable. Like in the general scheme of things, in my just comparing the two, then
Here, sometimes children need to be intubated and put on a respiratory machine. Sometimes
that just happens in general.
They need electrical pacing of their heart because their heart rate is too slow. They may need IV medication, including epinephrine, to keep them from going into cardiac arrest or other drugs to stop seizure activity. In severe cases, cannabis gummy poisoning can cause coma, death, or long-term side effects. Let me repeat that. In severe cases, cannabis gummy poisoning can cause coma, death, or long-term side effects. So where's this death?
Yeah. You know what? You know what I pictured in my head? I pictured me going down there and being like, all right, so can I see these children that you have subjects? And they go, yes, right into this room. And it's like 5 children with like heavy cancer and leukemia. And they're like, yeah, you see the respiratory, low energy. I'm like, I think there's other reasons for that. And they're like, no, I think you're misled. I'm like, no, that child's bald. Yeah. And he's hooked up to a bunch of machines. And that one's on the floor. Is he alive? Is he breathing? What's going on over there? But yeah, no, that's absolutely goddamn ridiculous. It was one of the most crazy examples of fear mongering I've heard since a long time. God.
However, if a child were to come in contact with a cannabis gummy from an illicit source and it happened to contain fentanyl or cocaine, the consequences would be far more deadly than death. You already said death.
They become a demon. They become one of the rainbow M&Ms that are crossing our borders and distributing fentanyls.
Parents should make sure to educate themselves. Why don't you just put a lockbox where all your booze and your prescription drugs go and keep it in there?
But that would leave nowhere for my my controversial videotapes of women to be locked away. I can't lock my gun in there; it won't fit. I gotta leave that in the Tupperware bin. Did I do a good Florida?
People should only use sources of cannabis gummies that come from registered dispensaries. Failure to do so can lead to the acquisition of cannabis supplies that are contaminated with fentanyl, cocaine, and benzos.
So I'm just going to say it. If your practices of cannabis lead you to fentanyl, Anyone ever hear of natural selection? Like, it's the ability to educate yourself, let yourself know where the dangers are, and avoid those dangers. Avoiding those guardrails is just ignorant. And why should we keep having to hold out the giant cartoonish butterfly net to catch you whenever you stumble and fall off the same place you've fallen off over and over again with the wrong decision? Some Looney Tunes shit on drugs.
There's a story about diabetes use quadrupling with the use of cannabis.
You're buying weed. Wait, I can do a better one. Hold on. I got this. You're buying weed on the streets? That's despicable.
You eat it.
Shh. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting fentanyl. And then he died.
Adults who consume cannabis are nearly 4 times more likely to develop type 2 diabetes than those who don't.
No, Mike, here's what I feel like they're doing. I feel like they definitely know that these are the illicit products that they're referring to. They're just choosing not to say it like that because they lost the battle of legality in a lot of different states, and they're butthurt about it, obviously. Like Texas. Have you been watching what's been going on with THC in Texas?
The governor vetoed the bill that would have banned it, but now I don't know what's going on. What's happening now?
They're still like attacking it and like banning. It's the same disinformation battle with just using the word vapes in general, which is very, like I said before, is very dangerous to do. Being that there are different vapes out there.
Brother,
What I say?
what's that? What's that, brother?
See, every time you play that, I just picture like some Rastafarian dude, and he looks over to his partner doing the radio show with him. And he's got something pulled out, like he's undipped his pants. He's like, "Ew, what's that? What's that, brother?"
You eat it.
No, I won't. That's reprehensible. How dare you tell me to eat it?
Oh, I missed the Oh, sorry, Johnny. Sorry I'm late. AOL, Joints for Jesus, and the article is talking about Wayne's edibles. Wayne got some strong edibles.
Are you familiar with Wild edibles, Lefty?
What are they called?
The brand that was it Wild?
Yeah, I think I've had those.
Yeah, are they like the same thing as Incredibles, where they're like THCA or something?
I couldn't tell you. I just know I've had them, and I guess they were good. I don't have a
Because here's something I just remembered. I saw them on DoorDash.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I thought that was that. Whoa. Okay. Is that a butthole?
Whoa,
No,
is that a whoa? What was that? Hey, how you doing, buddy? Come on in.
What up? What's up, guys?
Yeah, we what is it? What are you looking for? Oh yeah, the dispensary is over there. This is the cannabis church. We have a cannabis church on Sunday. We smoke weed and praise God here on Sunday. So
Can you
come
tell?
back Sunday. Yeah, man.
Obviously,
You got it.
by the surroundings of that place is definitely a holy place of Jesus.
Bangolio.
What up? What's up, guys?
I'm not going to say you're going to hell for that, but if you do go to the pearly gates, like Peter's going to be looking at you just like, dude, what the fuck were you doing? Like calling that a church?
No, heaven's full of sinners, baby.
That's right. Church is a hospital for sinners.
No, I definitely agree, but I feel like it's like that same thing of like a corporate manager having to show face. It's like, look, God is expecting me to at least have some sort of conversation with you about this. Like, what the hell were you thinking?
They said, good job, Lefty. Good job turning those crosses into those X's into a cross.
And barely doing anything to clean up about the booths.
Yeah, all you have to do is shift it a little bit, tiniest bit.
Yep, they're still here. The crosses are still here. So, so there's.
Why haven't you made your own sativa cross?
We do. It's right here.
Can we get like a Rob, like, and he's just like holding on to the like the arms of the cross,
This is a sativa.
like for dear life.
This is a stalks from a sativa plant.
Yeah, no, I like the idea of Rob on the, like holding on for dear life on the cross and looking back and be like, oh, that's really funny in my eyes.
Oh, you want to hang Rob from the cross? Okay.
No, I didn't. I said he's hanging from the cross by his hands and looking back at us like, oh.
So
I don't think you hang someone from a cross either. I think you nail them to a cross.
Ugh.
No, that's not at all.
Brother, ugh.
It's
Good
not.
timing for that.
I don't think so.
or the worst.
Bongholio, it's been a while. How you been, man?
Been good. Keeping busy. You know, just got off work now. I'm on my way home.
Last time I saw you was at Puffin, but when?
That was probably like 4 months ago, maybe something like that.
I feel like that. Yeah, it's been a bit.
4 or 5 months ago. It's been a minute. But I'm gonna go home, get myself showered and ready, and then we're going to Summit tonight.
Oh, what's going on Summit?
Oh God, it's gonna be. I've been in that town since February when they introduced a. So that was my initial reason for going there. I've been to every meeting since then. It's been 8 months of going.
We lost
to
you
this
for a bit
town,
there. Can you mind repeating that?
That was the homeless resolution,
Yeah.
right? To kick homeless people out.
Yeah, they were trying to get rid of the homeless people, and it was going to be 90-day jail sentence and a $2,000 fine, or up to a $2,000 fine for sleeping or camping within city limits. So I'm like, no, that's not how we deal with problems. I'm not saying I have the answers, but we're not going to ticket homeless people and put them in jail for napping. I mean, people need a rest, not an arrest. You know, so, and the unintended consequences of allowing police officers to ticket people who are napping.
Yeah.
You know, and when government makes up laws for the most vulnerable people to essentially, you know, hurt
Lock
the
them
most
out.
vulnerable people, I mean, I'm sorry, but that's always going to be an issue anytime that the government is bullying vulnerable people.
Also, like you see, like
You know, so
what happens in LA with that stuff. Like they just go underground.
yeah, and like, you know, it was a pretty contentious meeting. There was a lot of people that were not from Summit, including myself. You know, and when I got to the podium, they were attempting to like have me removed because I wouldn't give my name or my address. You know, they wanted to make a clear distinction between resident and non-resident. And the council president at the time was wearing his Constitution tie. So as he's wearing the Constitution in tie form, he's ignoring the values and the fundamental rights that come along with you know, I don't have to give my name. I don't have to give my address. I don't have to do that. We have freedom of speech. If you're attempting to get my name or my address, you're attempting to force my speech. So I shut that shit down. You know, every single meeting I've remained anonymous. They get it. You're not going to get that out of me. This is the same borough attorney, Matthew Giacob, from Madison, New Jersey. And when me and Lefty went to Madison, New Jersey on January 23rd of 2023, that's the last time I gave my name and address. Because, what's your name, Lefty? Jesse, right? From Baked by the River?
Yes.
She went to go speak, and she said she wanted a moment of silence for her two friends that died of opiate overdoses in Madison, and the lawyer cut her off 2 different times during her moment of silence, her name and address. So I decided that night that I was never going to give my name or address ever again, and I haven't since that. Since all the meetings I've been to, whether it's Summit or whatever town, I don't do that. I don't give them that courtesy because I don't see the general courtesy being given to members of the public. So when I entered Summit, it also felt right because it's that same lawyer. And there was a shit show when me and Lefty went to Madison. At one point, Lefty was wheeling out, and they didn't tape down the microphone cables, and it got caught in his wheelchair, and it ripped the microphone right out of ripped the cable right out of the microphone as I was speaking. They went to calling the police on us.
You know, this actually just came to mind because I recently started doing this. I haven't gotten a chance to tell you guys yet. Lefty and you inspired me recently. And in my recent, every time I've been going to Red Bank on Fridays and other times I'll go in New Brunswick, I have my getup with my lightsaber, where I basically been walking around with that and my whole Sith getup, basically saying to myself, if doing that doesn't get people to realize that there's a rising empire and stormtroopers walking around, I don't know what's going to get people to realize that.
Well, tonight's going to be epic, and I see Johnny Trash. It's 7:30. I've been telling everybody 7 because I don't want people to be late, but it's 7:30. Tonight, there's going to be a whole crew of people. Leroy Truth from Leroy Truth Investigations is going to be there.
Yes.
Vinny from Garden State Accountability is going to be there. Scalzo, who works with Leroy. David Snow from the Exposure Report. They're all coming out. And the reason why was because this guy, Dan Crisofelli, who's a candidate for the council seat, he lied and went to the police and made a false police report on me, saying I was threatening him, harassing him, and followed him out to his car. And I have the video proof. All I did was ask him, Mr. Crisofelli, would you mind answering some questions for my news program? You know, I'm working on a story about all the candidates who are running in Summit. It was very, very insignificant interaction. I did not threaten him. I did not follow him to his car. I stayed in the council chambers for another 10 minutes. And this guy he just doesn't want to answer questions. You know, that's what all the residents have been dealing with. He didn't even answer the question, will you answer questions? And you hear me in the video, I said, you can say no, Dan. You can say no. Because if you say no, then I stop asking you if you'll answer questions. It's like really simple concept. So he goes, files a police report on me, false police report. And I'm going to make sure he gets charged with filing a false police report. Because as a member of the Free Press, and as I'm telling him, I'm a journalist, I'm working on a story, you know, it's pretty obvious what I'm doing. You're fair game. You're running for a council seat. But since he's inferior to his opponent, you know, that's what inferior people do. They cower in the shadow of real leadership. So he creates this false political climate where he can have an opportunity for some political game, but not at my expense. I kept my camera rolling. I didn't wait until the meeting was over and then stop the recording. No, I kept it rolling all the way into the parking lot. Who would have known I would have needed that footage? And everything on my footage disproved everything he said. So I called him in a lie. I busted him. He got busted. And I don't have a lot of people who watch my Facebook stuff. People who watch my YouTube, I get thousands of hits for that. But my Facebook doesn't really get too many views. But my video where I proved that our interaction was non-threatening, nothing like that, has 1.7 thousand views. So everybody in Summit watched it, you know, and they could see for themselves that it was that he falsified his police report and trying to have political gain at my expense. You know, I've had plenty of people in my lifetime take advantage of me, especially the people who are in authority positions. So this guy tried to get one over on me, but I caught him red-handed, caught him in a lie. So the next thing, and the reason why I found out about this article, that he did this, was he private messaged me the Tap Into Summit article that said all these things. And I'm reading it, and I'm like, what is this garbage? This is all lies and stuff. And then he writes a message saying, hi, Mikey, let us know how we can help. At the same time that this article comes in. So I'm like, I texted him. I said, so, Dan, are you saying I followed you out to his car? And he reads it and doesn't write me back. You know? And in the article, he winds up saying that I'm a supporter of his opponent when I've never publicly or privately ever said I support him. In fact, everybody on the council at one point or another I was individually challenging them over one issue or another. I've been in that town for 8 months. So the council has a majority of Republicans, and I hate party politics. I really do. But I have to mention this to give you the timeline and the backstory.
Yeah.
There's 5 Republicans. The mayor's a Republican. There's 2 Democrats. The only people in the council that I never individually challenged on anything were the 2 Democrats. The Republicans had the majority, so I was challenging their leadership because they're in the role of leadership.
Right.
Then I started challenging the Democrats because people in town were reaching out to me and they were like, yeah, the Summit Democrats page blocks residents who disagree with them. So I'm like, well, now I'm going to focus a little bit of attention and efforts on the Democrats. I wanted to get these residents access reinstated so they could view what's taking place on Facebook, because that's how a lot of people get their information nowadays, you know, online, social media. So, you know, we're living in a day and age where if you can't answer questions or you don't want it, we're trying to now silence people or whatever, you know. They blocked these residents. It upset me because you're stifling public dialogue by doing that. You're limiting who can have a conversation about these important issues within town. So there was a couple of people who were Democrats who were feeding me information, and they were like, you know, trying to get me to, you know, listen to what they were saying and stuff. And they were like, oh, I can't wait. One lady was like, I can't wait to meet you. Your videos are fantastic. Another lady was like, I'm so glad you're in Summit. You know, I love what you're doing. And then the second that I start looking toward the Democrats, these 2 people now start ridiculing me, attacking me, trying to smear my reputation, my credibility, because the political climate is actually like a little screwed up. Nothing to do with me. I'm just caught in the middle of it or whatever. So I had one lady, I don't even want to get into it, but yeah, they said some really awful things. And then I wound up getting a what I would call as a soft death threat. I get a call from an anonymous number, and the number says, and it says, it was like electronic voice that was scrambly sounding, and it was like, I heard you like anonymity. Don't worry about who I am, but I do want to tell you, if you go to the next Summit meeting, it may very well be your last. So I'm like, what the hell does that mean? That's a death threat, right? So all this happens once I focus my attention on another group here. You know, I don't do the left and right. I do the right and wrong. I heard Lefty say at one point, and I'm going to use that for the rest of my life, because that is how I look at all. I want to know what separates you from your political entity. I want to know what your ideas are, you know, what you tend to bring to the table. I want to know if you understand the role. And I get it. If these people don't take me seriously, that's fine. And I'm not going to hold that against them. But I don't need to live in the town to report on what's going on. And that homeless ordinance, I think, affected neighboring communities, neighboring municipalities on a state level, on a federal level. It's an important issue, you know? So it's going to be a lot of tension. So anyway, so then a day after this article comes out, you know, and I get in touch with the editor of the Tap Into Summit. I said, look at my video. I was live streaming. See for yourself. A day goes by, another article comes out from Tap Into Summit, doubling down. Dan Cristofelli is going to have his own personal police escort tonight. You know? So it's really, really, really messed up, you know, because they're trying to smear my credibility, my reputation, and if they knew who I was or knew the stuff that I've been through, they would understand that that's not going to happen. Nobody's going to advance themselves in life, no matter who they are, at my expense. Those days are long over.
Bungholio, you're a disgrace to society.
No, you got this, dude. You're going to keep fighting, and you're not going to stop. But listen, guys, I was only going to come on for a short time today. I got a whole workload ahead of me. I cut it short today. I will catch you guys later. Bungholio, good luck tonight. Speak loud, speak proud. Don't let them stop you, man.
Hell yeah, brother. Thank you.
Lefty, don't get arrested.
That's what they said to me. They said, Edward Grimes, you're a disgrace to society.
How'd that make you feel?
I laughed. I'm like, I am in his brain, rent free. He has a written speech for me for every meeting now. It's hilarious.
That's fantastic.
Sergio too, of all people, talking about church. Sergio. Like Sergio,
Well, you
my
know you're
pastor
doing,
has something to say to you too.
you're doing something right when you can get personal written speeches at the end of the meeting each time. I mean,
Amazing.
a little envious of that, to be honest. You know, I think that the best thing that people should do when they have like a loud critic or something like that, it's kind of just nothing. You know, it takes no energy either. Just ignore, do nothing. But no, he's got speeches written about you. I mean, my hat's off to you on that one.
Yeah, he's definitely butthurt, and it's not over yet. We've only just begun, and his political career is going to be in the shitter very soon. And I don't mind getting in the mud with him because I have a lot less to lose than he does. He has a political career to lose. You want to wrestle with me in the pig shit? Let's do it because I got nothing to lose. What do you got to lose? Everything?
That's the right attitude. That's for sure.
Shit. I've been in the pig shit for years now.
And that's how I feel with this guy, Chris Offelli. It's like you're trying to smear my reputation. I've had people talk bad and poorly about me for as long as I can remember. That's nothing new. You're running for office. You got a lot to lose. I would say he should be ashamed, but the man doesn't know what shame is. He is unable to speak about anything because he doesn't want to speak outside his political party's script and boundaries. Because you can find out a lot about a person when they answer questions, when you ask them about things and they answer you. It's kind of can happen pretty quickly. And for the record, the people who are running for re-election, they all made themselves available. I spoke with some of them on the phone. They returned my emails. They've been in contact, you know, like, and they've made themselves available if I need to ask any questions or whatever it is. So I have to respect that, you know, and I'll give appreciation and praise when it's due. You know, they treat me and my efforts as if I'm another reporter who doesn't live in Summit. When these people are writing these articles in Summit, they don't live in Summit. You know?
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
So it should be interesting. I mean, now he's using the police, you know, he's wasting tax dollars, you know, and this is the common theme with the guy. Many residents are complaining about how he won't answer questions. If you go on his Facebook, every time he posts, there's a number of residents who are like, Dan, you going to answer any questions yet?
No.
I'm Dan Christofelli. I don't even answer the question, will you answer questions?
You eat it.
And you know what's weird, too? If you watch the video, you'll notice as I'm talking to him, he's walking back and forth. And he's not answering me. I'm like, this is strange behavior. And after I read the article and realized what they were trying to do to me, it's conceivable to think that he was trying to bait me to come out into the parking lot. You know, and let's say I wasn't filming. He gets away with all those lies because then I have no proof that I was just asking him questions.
Right.
And, you know, so that's why you got to record all the time like that. I had a resident, the meeting before that, come up to me during recess, and he's like, why do you come to this town? You don't have any children in this town. You don't pay taxes in this town. And he's like, why are you even filming? You know this whole thing is being recorded. And I hope that he was somewhere in these threads within the last couple of weeks and saw everything that happened. So, because he didn't understand my reasoning for recording on my own device. But it only took one meeting after that for everybody to see why I'm recording.
Yep. Well, I'll be there. I'm looking forward to it. I won't be there. El Rampador will be there.
Yeah.
And, he's got a lot to talk about with their wheelchair accessibility or lack of in the parks, the urban development office, and the schools. The schools have horrible wheelchair access as well. So your children in Summit are fire hazards if they're in a wheelchair. So good job.
Good. I'm glad you're going to bring all those issues up because there has been some residents over the time period that I've been there who have talked about some accessibility issues. So I'm glad you're going to address all those things. Very happy you're going to be there tonight.
I'm going to try to get there early to look at the schools, how bad the schools are with their wheelchair access. I think there's a school with zero ramps, like it's all steps.
Yeah, I'm going to be there early too.
All right, sounds good. I'll give you a call when I get there, and I'll see you in a little bit.
Awesome, sounds good, man.
Yeah, bro. Hang out. I'm gonna do the list. Give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna do the list with you. I want to thank Mad Hatter. Mad Hatter having us here on Sunday. We have Cannabis Church, so come on down for Cannabis Church. We'll have coffee, cannabis, dab bar. It's gonna be fun. CMMNJ, UFCW, Arlo Glass, OprahMachine.com, and SativaCross.org. Our list begins. Mikey, I made our list longer, but in a more deeper and longer and deeper way. Now, this is the inappropriate bell. We use this bell when we say things that are inappropriate. The problem is this list is very inappropriate. This list is one of the most inappropriate things I've ever had to read every week in my life. These are our friends and family that have died waiting for cannabis, or have used cannabis and waiting for home grow, or still waiting for cannabis. And I'm going to make this list longer, and I'll show you how. Because September 11th, we did this list a little differently, just the way they do it on September 11th. And it hit us all it hit us all differently, man. It hit us all sideways when I said we have to do this every week. So this makes the list longer, but it's also more powerful. Cheryl Miller, Sabina, Diane, Gracie, Cindy May, Marie, Jack, Joan, Randy, Polly, Bill. Mikey, there's something that goes on with frequencies with the bells and this bell. I think it's the frequency thing that hits me sideways. It's just, I don't know what it is, but there's something about that. It just makes it more. It makes it more powerful, just like September 11th. They know what they're doing down there, because you're taking the name, you're reading the name, and you're taking that energy for a second, and it's just, I don't know, it's amazing to me.
Yeah, I like it.
Chad, Jeremy, Colette, Matt, Troy, Russ, Roger, Jay, Ella, Hattie, Jackie, Anthony, Jake, Armando, Felicia, Lynn, Dan, Sean, Joyce, Lori, Frank, Brian, Flo, Carl, Thorne, Frank, Lorraine, Terry, Charlotte, Cher, Jaybird, Michael, Marley, Colette, Brendan, Rico, Lou, Becky, Lawanda, Chip, Paul, Lisa, Marcus, Gary, Julia, Wayne, Waxy, Joe Marie, and Jeff.
This concludes Our podcast.
Yeah, it hits different, Mikey. It hits different when you do that.
It does.
And keep doing it.
It does. I like that.
It makes it sadder because I'm fucking sad now. But I'm gonna be happy in a couple hours. I'll be happy with smoking some weed with you and fighting tyranny and fascism.
Yes, sir.
I'll see you in a little bit, brother.
All right, man. I'll see you in a little bit.
All
Awesome.
right. They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. See ya!
See ya!